All right, positive energy all the time. How's everybody doing? Hope you all doing well. Good to see you all. Fly Paper, More Power, Glenn, Quaylen, Beautiful Nicole, Chess Move, Vita, Twin Pyramid. Make sure all you hit the like button when you come in. And Richard Roundtree passed away, so I'm going to do 1 minute of silence for Richard Roundtree. So let's have a moment of silence for the brother. Okay, that was a good brother. Did a lot of work. And I figured, you know what? Every time I think about Richard Roundtree, I think about Shaft, I think about Superfly. Shaft and Superfly were really the first big movies for my generation as far as us being old enough to go to the movies by ourselves. All the movies we watched before then, our parents would take us to go see them. But there really wasn't a lot of black movies before then. there was movies that were black, but they weren't like culturally black. They didn't relate with the younger generation, you know. And Shaft and Superfly was the first movies that related with my generation. You know, those were the first movies to really get the attention of my generation. Those were huge movies for us. Good to see you, Reverend Tim. Right? So those were big, big, big movies for us. Big movies for me because, as you can see, I was really into collecting music a lot, and Isaac Hayes was huge at the time when he produced this soundtrack for Shaft. It was fire. It was the first time we really heard, you know, the Isaac Hayes Orchestra. You know, this is when he premiered the orchestra on a big scale, when he put Shaft together. And then the next year, because that was 1971, I was a shorty. I was only 13 years old. I was in the eighth grade. And then the next year, 1972, Curtis Mayfield, whew, album's fire. I got the album right here. I tore the Superfly off of it some kind of way. I think I was protesting. I think I tore the Superfly off because I felt like Curtis Mayfield didn't get enough credit. I used to be kind of radical. You can see I was only 14 years old. Maybe I was 15 by the time I did it. But I took Superfly off because I'm like, this is Curtis Mayfield all the way. Fire, 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 fire album, right? I don't have the Shaft album. I didn't buy the Shaft album. I think when the Shaft album came out, I don't even think I was buying albums yet. I think I was still buying 45s at that time. I need to go get it though. You know what I mean? Yeah, I tore it off. You know, I was a shorty. You know what I mean? Doing my thing, I tore it off. Or I might have hung it on my wall. You know, I had my wall. I had all these pictures stapled all over my wall. My whole wall was covered, so I might have put it up on my wall. But I think I tore it off on some type of radical vibe. Like, man, this is Curtis Mayfield. Curtis Mayfield, because I didn't feel like Curtis Mayfield was getting his props. Curtis Mayfield was disappointed in the movie because he felt like the movie was supposed to discourage people from selling drugs, and it did the opposite. But I was just shorty, and I'm just going to tell you some background history on what it was like on the streets for us, for me at the age of 13 and 14 years old, because that's the prime when you're really making your moves. That's the first time you get the teen on your age, right? Before then, you don't have a teen. You're just 11, 12, 9. But 13, that's when you get that teen on there. And from 13 to 19, you're in your teens. So 13 is the beginning of that next level. And so I'm going to talk about that because it was real uh, deep in my life. 1971 was interesting. And Shaft came out 1971. We all went to see it in that era, there. You basically went into uh, your teen years back then in the sixth grade. So when I was growing up, sixth grade graduation was like high school graduation is today. Sixth grade graduation was bigger than life in the city of Chicago. Seriously. I would say that sixth grade graduation when I was growing up was bigger than high school graduation. And the only thing in school was bigger than sixth grade graduation was the prom. Swear to God. And when you graduated from the sixth grade, they give you these ribbons, and all the kids would sign your ribbons. And here in the city of Chicago, for sixth grade, you know, right? All of the kids in Chicago in the sixth grade, we had a bunch of movie theaters downtown. And your sixth grade graduation was the first time you was old enough to go downtown by yourself. Other than that, you used to have to go to, we could go by ourselves, but only to neighborhood theaters. Like we could walk up to Roseland or Pullman Theater. But for sixth grade graduation, that was almost like how high school graduation is today. It was a big, big deal. Because back then you only went up to the sixth grade. Then seventh and eighth grade used to be called junior high school. Some schools only went up to the sixth grade. Then you had to go to another school for seventh and eighth grade, then another school for high school. So sixth grade was big. I remember sixth grade graduation come. I went to the tailor. I got me a tailor-made suit from Edie's up in Roseland. You know, I got me a sark skin suit with spade pockets on it, velvet spade pockets with the bib suit. It was a bib suit with the bib, right? With my initials on there, MDS. You know what I'm saying? We was like young players, like young gangster player type. We didn't know that, but that's how we was moving because we was emulating the bigger boys because we was a little fast. So my generation was fast because all of us was born in Chicago. We were born in Chicago. You know, if I'm in the sixth grade, but a lot of the eighth graders and ninth graders, they moved up from the country. So they was a little bit slower than we was. I was faster as a freshman. I was faster than the sophomores and the juniors. I was more like the seniors. So sixth grade graduation coming, and the whole city of Chicago was given to the youth. Seriously, all of the big clubs, the High Chaparral, the Dating Game, all those would open early in the day, like around 5 o'clock, and would have parties for us from 5 to like 8. And we could go to the big people's lounge, and they had kitty cocktails, you know, lemonade and stuff in nice glasses, like you know, like you like you drinking liquor. So they had like lemonade and stuff in liquor glasses, and we would go. You got to understand, we was quite mature because we used to go to Soul Train. You could go to Sears and fill out a form and go to Soul Train with your girlfriend and dance on Soul Train. That's before Soul Train went to California. So sixth grade graduation was big. So that was like your coming out. So you know, we all went downtown, and imagine downtown Chicago with thousands of sixth graders. Every kid down there is a sixth grader. There's no fourth graders, there's no fifth graders, there's no eighth graders, there's no high school, there's no adults. Everybody know, don't come downtown that weekend. I wish we had video cameras to show you all of those black sixth graders downtown Chicago. And they had movies everywhere, movie theaters everywhere. The State and Lake, one across the street, I think to Chicago. They had at least 5, 6, 7, 8 movie theaters downtown. And we packed them all. So that was sixth grade. So when I get to eighth grade, that's when Shaft comes out. So by that time, I probably got about two or three tailor-made suits. We like grown really. I'm smoking reefer, I'm drinking, I'm shooting dice. So eighth grade, I'm like a grown adult. You know, I'm conducting myself like a grown adult. I can cut the grass, take the lawn out, cut the grass, clean the house, paint. You know what I mean? So these movies started coming out. So that was the first movie started coming out was Shaft. So we all went to see Shaft, and I went to see Shaft, and we was excited to see Shaft, but I was excited to be at the movies, but I didn't necessarily like Shaft because we didn't like the police, and Shaft was the police. I know you expect me to say that. We didn't like the police, and Shaft was a cop. So he was trying to be a righteous cop, but he was still a police. So we was like, you know, dude, the police. You know what I'm saying? We don't like the police. You know what I'm saying? We little like gangster player revolutionaries. Like if you take a revolutionary, put a little revolutionary with some gangster and some player and some pimp together, that's what we was. So I didn't really like Shaft. I liked the album, but the movie, I didn't really like it. Right? This somebody post a news channel so he can subscribe because that's going to be going live pretty soon. So I didn't really like Shaft because he was the police, but I watched it. It was all right. You know, it was all right. And that was 1971. So it was all right, but he was the police, so it was hard to get into it, right? Because he was the police. So there wasn't no whole lot of movies in 71. 71 was a little dry with the black movies. There wasn't a whole lot of movies in 1971. Okay. The only other movie that came out in 1971 that we went to see, right? I'm giving you real history here, okay? So Shaft, you know what I'm saying? But the only movie we went to see besides Shaft in 1971 is we went to see Coffy. And we liked Coffy because she was fine. We 13, so them jeans is kind of popping. So we see this fine ass black woman, and we fell in love with Pam Grier. I ain't gonna hold you. We liked Coffy. Coffy. You know what I'm saying? You 13 years old, and we seeing stuff you ain't supposed to see too. You know what I mean? We in the movie theater by ourselves. Ain't no mommy and daddy with you. Ain't no mommy and daddy. You in the eighth grade now. So these are the times where your mama and daddy, if anything, they'll drop you off at the movie theater and pick you up, but they ain't coming in there with you. You know. So this is 1971. I'm 13. But I'm like a grown man because I think I had my first girlfriend. I was 10. I was 10, and she was 11. She was older than me. So I was 10. I had my little girlfriend. So by the time I'm 13, it's Papa Whopping. So yeah, Coffy. Now we liked Coffy. She was fine. All of the black exploitation pictures, what they call them, all the black movies back then, the police was the enemy. The police would be trying to drug them, trying to overdose them and everything. They was always fighting with the police. So that's why we really wasn't feeling Shaft like that. You know what I'm saying? Because Shaft was the police. You know what I mean? But we liked Richard Roundtree, and we like this cat Shaft is a bad mother. Shut your mouth. But I'm talking about Shaft, so we like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we could pretend we cussing, because back then you couldn't say certain words. So we was happy to say, mother, shut your mouth. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Straight up. The idea George Clinton came with mother sucker, tell the roof off the mother sucker. We was on all that. So Coffee came out, and we like that because but these are the first two movies that really come out like that. You know what I mean? For our generation. I'm giving you real history. So the next year, 1972, now I'm a freshman. I'm a freshman. But I think that comes out in the summertime. It comes out in the summer between eighth grade and freshman year, maybe, right? And we hype now, because like I said, we wearing tailor-made clothes and all of that, right? You know what I'm saying? We wearing tailor-made clothes and all of that, right? So when we hear Superfly coming out, we tripping. You know what I'm saying? Right? Now, Blackula didn't come out till 1972. Blackula didn't come out in 1971. Okay? Blackula come out in 1972. So that's why I didn't mention Blackula. You feel me? Because Blackula didn't come out till the next year. So Blackula came out in 72. So in 1972, that's when Superfly dropped. And when Superfly dropped, we was with that because thanks to Brian, thanks for the cash out, brother. Much respect to Brian for the cash out. When Superfly dropped, now we was on that because we was already wearing tailor-made clothes and all of that. You know, we was really into the Cadillacs and stuff. You know what I mean? I'm 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm already driving my daddy's Cadillac. He buy new Cadillacs every 2 or 3 years. So I'm driving sedan DeVille's. I ain't got a license. I ain't got a permit or nothing. But, we really into the Cadillacs, shooting dice, smoking reefer, hood nigga shit. And so we in the hood, smoking reefer, shooting dice. You know what I mean? At 14, tailor-made clothes on. I'm up at the high school. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get the seniors take their money, what they in for. You know what I'm saying? A little gangster like type of vibe. I don't know where we get it from. That was it. So when Superfly was coming out, we was crazy. Now we only wanted to see Superfly to see his clothes and his car. Real talk. That's why we was frantic to see Superfly, because we wanted to see his clothes. Because like I said, we wearing tailor-made clothes. We going to the tailor. So we wanted to see his clothes. I remember when this scene came and he came out there with the coat, with the pants, tailor-made. We was going crazy. We was going crazy because a tailor-made suit, if I get a vest and a pair of pants, that's $90. 45 for the vest, 45 for the pants. If you get a jacket, the jacket might cost more than the pants and the vest because it's a lot of material to make a jacket. So if you get a jacket, the jacket could easily be $125. So you might be looking at $200, $225 for a jacket vest for a three-piece suit. So we looking, he got on a Vine. Now a Vine is a three-piece suit and a maxi coat, tailor-made. So as shorties, I'm only 14, but we adding it up. We like, man, for that jacket and the pants and the vest, that's probably $250. We like the coat probably about $350, $400. So we're like, dang man, he probably paid $600, $700 for that outfit, right? Real talk. So we there looking at the clothes in the car. We want to see the car. You know what I'm saying? We want to see the car and we want to see the clothes. So that's why we love Superfly. You know, Superfly was one of the biggest heroes in Black America. And he beat the police. He beat Shaft the police. Boo. Superfly beat the police, made his last deal, and rode out of town free. The police trapped him at the end, had him when he was finna leave town after he made his last big move because he wanted to get out the game. The police catch him. He tell the police, I got your family's information and everything in a file. I know where your wife at, your mama, right? And all that. And he like, if you touch me, I got money on their head, on my soul. He told the police, I got money on your head, your family, your daddy, everybody. I know where y'all is. I got a file on all y'all, and I got money already on your head. If you sneeze on me, y'all all gonna die. And they had to let him go. Man, we was happy. That was a great movie. He beat the police. So we was really loving Superfly. Superfly is one of my greatest movies of all time. You got to go look at it. It was deep. It's like the brother didn't want to be no drug dealer and shit no more, right? It was a deep movie. That was a good movie. And he knew karate. You know what I'm saying? Dude could fight. He knew karate and martial arts. You know what I'm saying? I always thought about the scene where he was in the little restaurant, the little cafe, and the Black Power dudes came there trying to extort him, and he punked the Black Power dudes. That was deep, boy. He punked the Black Power dudes. They had to leave. He was like, man, I'll pop y'all. It was deep. So Superfly, we like Superfly. I went and got a perm, boy. I went and got me some butter. Boy, I went and got, but I couldn't keep the butter because it was too girly. I couldn't play basketball or nothing. So I went and got a perm. That's why I think it was the summer. Because I went and got a perm, but then I took it out before school started because I couldn't play basketball. I couldn't ride my bike. I keep sweating my perm out, and I'm like, oh man, I'm too little. I want to be big, but I'm too little. I'm too little not to play. Now you asking too much. I just want to be a player, you know, on Thursdays and Wednesdays. You know, I just want to be a player on Saturday, Friday, and Saturday from 6 to 9. I don't want to be a player all day, every day. No, I want to turn back to a little boy. Back in those days, we used to be like 5 different people. We wasn't like now how they get stuck. We didn't get stuck. We be 5 different people. On my soul. I might wake up in the morning, I might be Muhammad Ali, and then maybe about 4 o'clock, you know what I'm saying? Then about 5 o'clock, I'll be like, I want to be Dr. J. I go draw a 6 on my shirt. I want to be Dr. J. You know, I want to be a lot of different people. I want to be the same dude. I want to be different dudes. And so I want to be a player for some hours, but I don't want to be a player all day. Not when I'm trying to be Dr. J. I got to be Dr. J when I get on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? Now I got to stop being Dr. J and just be Superfly all the time. Oh no, I'm too young for that. You know what I mean? So the butter had to come out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The butter had to come out because I couldn't just be Superfly every day, all day like that. Nah, I ain't like girls like that. I ain't want to be no player like that. But that was a great movie, and they were snorting cocaine and stuff all the time. They had spoons. They used to wear them little spoons on their neck. And so once we seen them spoons, we identified that with being cool. We need a spoon, right? So once we seen them spoons, we wanted to have spoons. You know what I mean? So we couldn't buy none. So what we used to do is we used to go up to McDonald's and get the coffee stirrer spoons and break the McDonald's off and put it in our mouth. So a little spoon in your mouth. Kids is bad. On the side note, watch your children. Because children is, they don't be knowing what they doing. You know what I mean? McDonald's didn't, boy, we went up there, we took all they coffee stirrers, break the end off, put it in your mouth like a toothpick, going to the pond, you know what I mean? With the spoon on the end, boy. You know what I'm saying? Boy, put that thing in your mouth with the spoon, boy. You go outside, I'm your mama, I'm your daddy, I'm that nigga in the alley. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. We knew all the words to the song and all that. It was crazy. You know what I mean? And so that was a big deal. Now that was 1972. Now in 1972, when Superfly came out, like I say, this soundtrack is crazy. Eddie, you should have known better, brother. You know you're wrong. Oh man, it's some fly. Man, Freddie's dead. Dun, 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 dun. That's what I said. I think it's a little bit better than the Shaft album. The Shaft album is cool, but it's like dun, 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 dun. It's too orchestra-y, but it's fire. But it ain't like Superfly. Superfly was fire. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hold you. That Superfly album was fire. So, rest in peace to Ron O'Neal. You know what I'm saying? Two. You know what I'm saying? All our good brothers and sisters is out there that paid the dues out there, made them good movies for us. You know what I'm saying? So rest in peace, our brother Ron O'Neal. You know what I mean? Now him and Richard Roundtree, they got typecasted. They couldn't really play no other characters for a long time because their movies were so big and their movies with such cultural impact. Man, you Superfly, you can't be nothing else. I ain't lying. I ain't lying. The movies were so big, they couldn't play no other characters. You know what I mean? And rest in peace to these brothers too. You know what I'm saying? Isaac Hayes and Curtis Mayfield. We have some great black people out here doing great things. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should be proud to be black. You know what I'm saying? Now, in 1972, when the Superfly came out, and then that's when more black movie stars coming out. I remember Blackula came out, boy. Boy, because back then, the biggest movies was, before the black movies was out, when I'm like 8, 9, the biggest movies out on my soul was James Bond and vampire movies, Dracula. When nobody touching James Bond and Dracula. When James Bond 007 come to the movie theater, the line down and around the corner. Same with Dracula and Count Yorga, anything like that. And we run home from school to watch Dark Shadows. We loved vampires. We loved vampires. We would go and watch vampire movies was the biggest thing in like 1968, 69, 67, 68. The vampire movies big. So they tried to hit it again with the Blackula, right? But vampire movies was big. We'd be little kids. We'd go see vampire movies. We'd be terrified. I remember we'd be walking home. I'd be like, I know what I'll do if a vampire come. I know what I'll do. I'll get me a steel turtleneck. Then when he bite me, his teeth will come out. You know what I'm saying? I'll hang garlic all around my neck. I'll put holy water in my water gun. I'll spray him. We going on talk about how we could kill Dracula. You know what I mean? I said I'll give me a turtleneck sweater with some steel under there. And then when he bite me, his teeth will come out. I'm talking crazy all the way home, trying to figure out how I could kill the dude. You know what I mean? How I could kill. So Dracula came out. They tried to, bring that back because that was dying out. You know what I'm saying? That was dying out. So they was trying to bring back that. And then what's the name came out, which the parents like more than the kids. So this my mom and them took me to the drive-in to see this because Buck and the Preacher came out. That was in 1972. It was Buck and the Preacher. It was Blackula. It was Superfly. And it was Sweetback. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't really pay a lot of attention to Sweetback. I think we was too young for what dude was on, so we ain't really pay no attention to dude, you know, like that. Because at that time, when Superfly came out, see, Superfly had competition because, like I said, when I'm younger, the big movie is, oh, and I forgot, Slaughter came out. Slaughter came out too. Slaughter did all right, but it didn't really, we wasn't really paying attention to the Slaughter like that. Cleopatra Jones was all right. But the reason the other movies couldn't hang with Superfly, right? I'm giving y'all real history. Because the biggest movies, right? You know who they was competing with? You know who the black exploitation's biggest competition was? Karate movies start blowing up. So we trying to go see Five Fingers of Death, right? Right? So this is when the karate movies took over. Master of the Flying Guillotine, Five Fingers of Death was like one of the first ones. So this when the karate movies start putting a hurt on. That's why they had to go get Jim Kelly. They're like, these kids want to see karate. So that's why the other movies couldn't hang. Only Superfly really made a lot of noise and Buck and the Preacher because the parents, but for the kids, we want Superfly and karate. Karate. Karate movies took over. Real talk. Anybody my age remember? Karate movies took over. Everybody want to see karate. Because we at home, we watching Enter the Dragon didn't come out yet. Enter the Dragon way later. Bruce Lee was on TV. He was on Green Hornet then. He was on Green Hornet when they had the Green Hornet versus Batman, and Bruce Lee was kicking Robin's ass. Bruce Lee wasn't doing movies yet. No, Bruce Lee wasn't no Bruce Lee movies. When the karate pop, wasn't Bruce Lee. It was a bunch of other dudes. Master of the Flying Guillotine, Five Fingers of Death, movies like that. Way before, that's what made Bruce Lee get into the business. These dudes were getting paid. These dudes was getting paid. So that's why a lot of the other movies didn't make a whole lot of noise, because if we had to pick between Christy Love and them, we going to see the karate movie. We going to see the karate movie before we go see the black exploitation movie all day. They can hold that L. We're not going to see that over the karate movie. I'm trying to tell them, actually, we going to see karate, boy. Karate was, because that was amazing to us. You know what I'm saying? So the black exploitation films, they were struggling trying to catch our attention. That's why they had to get Jim Kelly. But you know what I'm saying? They would have made some money if they would have put Jim Kelly in all karate pictures and just made karate pictures for him. He would have got rich. He would have made way more money. Because it was just more action. Karate took over. Karate schools started popping up everywhere. Blacks started taking karate. And this one of the first ones right here, 1972, The Five Fingers of Death. Anybody around my age will tell you next to Superfly, this was the biggest movie next to Superfly as far as going to the movie theater. Because a lot of the black movies was too sexual and we was kids, right? And some of them, they was like, it was a little weird. So we really couldn't get into them because they was like too adult for us to understand everything they was doing. They was really playing on a lot of sex and chasing a lot of grown women, right? So it was a little bit over our head for us to be kids. We couldn't really relate with everything, you know, because back then in the movie, it was like if they get a white girl, they was like doing something. And I don't think that set well with us because we was the black power babies. So when we see these dudes and they was acting like when they had the white woman on their arm, they was acting like they had finally did something. And they older than us and we was more radical than them. So we really wasn't feeling that. So we like, why he chasing, why he chasing her? Right? Because we was more radical than them. So when we seen Superfly with the white girl, we really wasn't feeling that because we little baby revolutionaries too. We players, we want to get money, but we on guy with black power. So we like, I don't know why he got her. And she don't even look as good as the black one. But I guess, you know what I mean? So subliminally in the back of our head, we liking the movies, but all the brothers is chasing them. Jim Brown, all of them. It was kind of weird. It was like the black woman wasn't good enough. It was weird. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell the truth and shame the devil. It was a little weird, you know. So us, we was a little bit more revolutionary than that. So I think the Chinese movies attracted to the black revolutionaries because it was just like these is Chinese people doing Chinese movies, doing their own thing. It was something about that was intriguing. Like they doing their own thing. They doing all Chinese. They not chasing no other race like that. They don't even got no other race in their movie, just Chinese. You know what I'm saying? This is the way you do it. And they can fight. And they doing flips and kicks and breaking boards and throwing stuff and all this. They really getting down. These stunt men gotta be good. You really gotta be good to be a stunt man in a karate picture. You know what I'm saying? So this is why the karate pictures kind of took over. Took over. But we like Shaft, but we like Superfly more because we wanted to dress like that. You know what I'm saying? All his shit was tailor made. It's just like the hat matched the outfit. Like he had to put some money into that. You know what I'm saying? So we liked that. We didn't really like Shaft because he was the police. He was the police. He's the police. We like, oh no, it's the police. And then the parents, my mother, she like this, because my mother, my grandmother, they like what they used to call shoot 'em ups. So they like shoot 'em ups. So my mama would take me to see the shoot 'em ups, Buck and the Preacher, you know, A Fistful of Dollars, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Clint Eastwood, all that. My mama like shoot 'em up, Cowboy, Bow. My mama like Cowboy. Me, I like gangster movies more. I like St. Valentine's Day Massacre and shows like that. Gangsters. I like the gangsters more than the cowboys. The cowboy movies are all right, but I like the gangster movies. I used to like to watch Edward G. Robinson, Humphrey Bogart, and James Cagney, and gangsters. I found that to be real good. You know, and the cowboys was like, that was my mother thing. They was good movies though. The cowboy movies used to have good plots though. But I really like the gangster movies, you know. But definitely, much respect to Shaft and Superfly, the two first big movies for Black American my age group. These are the two big movies because these was the movies that put us into the game as far as movies and music. Nobody was doing it like this before. See, nobody was doing these black soundtracks. You know what I'm saying? So then we could kind of take the movie home with us. Once we see the movie, then we could go home and play the soundtrack, and that just put you in the whole vibe of the movie. You know what I'm saying? So it was a really great, great, great era because of the music. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I ain't like Shaq. He was the police. I don't fuck with the police. You know what I'm saying? He was the police. He was the police. I didn't really get into Shaq. I watched it. It was all right, but I can't tell you much about it now because he was the police. That kind of threw me out. You know what I'm saying? He was the police. So he was like supposed to be a cool police, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He was a cool police. I couldn't get into it. I couldn't get into no cool police. I'ma just keep it a billion. I couldn't get into dude being no cool ass police. So it was kind of, I was a little discombobulated, but I watched it though. Now I watched the Mac. The Mac was all right, but the Mac wasn't put together that good, but it was all right. It wasn't as good as Superfly. Superfly was fire. The Mac didn't have a good enough plot, you know. But Shaft was the police. I ain't really like the police. So it was hard for me to get into the police because in all the movies, the police was trying to kill us. So it's hard to try to adjust. Okay, a cool police. All right, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I guess, dude. You know what I mean? Because back then, the police was always trying to put the brothers in the back of a car and shoot them up in all the movies. They would OD the people in the movies. It was deep. They was always trying to OD you, say you died on drugs. Imagine how many black people that you think OD that got shot up by robberies or police or somebody they know, a boyfriend, he get mad at her because she sleep with somebody else and he stick that stuff in her arm and they find it. Imagine how easy it was to kill people back then with heroin. They just shoot you up and say you OD. That must have been horrifying. I think seeing them movies scared me. I was totally scared of needles already. But after seeing those movies where they was always trying to hold them down in the back of the police car and shoot them up, I think in one movie they did shoot up Pam Grier and she was all high. You know what I mean? That was crazy. You know what I mean? But out the two, yeah, Superfly was my favorite. You know, Shaft, I couldn't get into Shaft. I liked the soundtrack, but I couldn't get into the police though. You know what I mean? And then Richard Roundtree, you know, I ain't want to be like dude. I wanted to be like dude. I wanted to be like this. I wanted to drive like that. I didn't want to be like. I didn't want to be like this. I wanted to be like that. Okay, this is what. This is it. This is the lick. So I was attracted to the dark side. So did. Yeah. When I was coming up, we didn't call them pigs. We called them dick boys. I was short. You go to dick boys. So we used to call them. But I was as a shorty, like in seventh, eighth grade. We didn't call them the pigs. We used to call them the dick boys. Here come the dick boys. That's what we used to call back in the day. So yeah, we wanted to be like dude. We didn't want to be like dude. It was a weird movie. I can't even remember much about the movie, and I watched it probably a couple times. I went to see Shaft in Africa too. It was weird too. But that's my man, though. I liked Richard Roundtree. We liked him, you know what I'm saying? Because it was just good to see a black man in a movie. So we still, you kids, you go to the movie, you don't care if you like it or not. You just happy to be outside. So you enjoy the experience. So I enjoyed the experience to go see the movie. because the music, the soundtrack made the movie. You know what I mean? It reminded me of like Tupac when they had the scene and they come in and the Cypress Hill drop. Dun, dun, dun. Here's one something we can't understand. How I could just kill a man that make the movie pop. You know what I mean? So the soundtrack made the movie pop, but I couldn't really get into it because he was the police. I couldn't imagine like myself being the police. So I couldn't get into his character. You know what I'm saying? I remember Shaft Big Score too. I think I went to see that too. Shaft in Africa, all of them, they wasn't that good though. Because Shaft was barely good. I don't remember what Shaft was about. He was running around trying to do something. What was Shaft about? See how I'm talking about? What was what energy like in Africa? Shaft in Africa? I don't know because the movie wasn't really attractive like that. You know what I'm saying? The movie wasn't really that good like that. We just went to see it because we trying to go see everything black. But a lot of times they wasn't making good movies. They was just throwing anything together because it was black and they knew we was gonna come see it. But they ain't really. That's why we started going to see the karate pictures because karate pictures was better plots and everything, action and stuff. The black movies, they was kind of corny. A lot of them. They ain't really putting no work into them. That's why we was happy when Spike Lee came out and started doing more better blues and like that. We like, okay, step the game up with the movies. It's like these people don't know how to make no good black movies a lot of times. But we got there now. We getting there now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Shaft movies was weird. They was just weird. They was strange. I couldn't really understand what was going on. I couldn't really cheer for dude because he was the police. It was like he was trying to help the hood and help the police. He was like fence straddling. It was weird. He was stuck between the hood and the police, and he was on the edge, and he was gonna solve these black crimes or whatever. But he ain't with the man, but he the man. It was strange. It was strange, but the brother was a good actor though. But once he did Shaft, he stayed Shaft. You know what I mean? He couldn't really get no more roles than nobody else till he got older. Then when he got older, he could get some more roles. Both him and Ron O'Neal, they got typecast. They couldn't get no more roles. Dude was always Shaft and dude was always Superfly, and they couldn't get no more roles. Which is a shame. If you play a role too long, it's hard for you to be somebody else, especially in blockbuster films like that, because that was like the first time where movies came out where the kids could go by themselves. You know what I mean? Especially in a big city like Chicago, man, we was tripping to go see them. We went to see every one of them. We downtown at the movie watching all of them. I seen more of them. I can't even remember every one I saw because it got down. It was like after it was the same thing. It's them, then it's the police, and the police treating them racist, and they against the man, and the man trying to OD him, and it was the same plot every movie, basically, until you, except for Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby with Let's Do It Again at Uptown Saturday Night. Those was fire. Those was fire. Let's Do It Again, Uptown Saturday Night. Yeah, that was some good ass movies. Because, Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier, they put something into it. Those was good. But the other ones, they weren't really that good. Truck Turner and all that, that stuff wasn't no good. But Let's Do It Again and Uptown Saturday Night, those was fire. Those were some good movies right there. You know what I'm saying? And then Hell Up in Harlem, Black Caesar, those was good. Jim Brown did some good movies. Hell Up in Harlem was good. Black Caesar was good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's do it again at Uptown Saturday Night. Fire. A Piece of the Action was good. But two of my favorites is Black Caesar and Hell Up in Harlem is real good historically. If you want to know the history with black people and how the mob was trying to control our communities, that's good. Those are real good. Those are real good. They ain't want Fred to. Fred was the one they was most afraid of. They weren't afraid of Jim Brown. They was afraid of Fred. They didn't want to give Fred. They didn't want to give Fred no play. He was dangerous. Yeah, they didn't want to. That's the one they was most afraid of. That came out in 1973. They was most afraid of Fred Williamson. We went to see Coffy. Coffy was good. Coffy and Pam Grier was good, but she was so fine it was hard to concentrate. We just was going to try to see her, and she was fine as hell. You know what I'm saying? So we was going to see her because she was fine. But Coffy came out at the same time, and yeah, we went to see Coffy. Coffy was pretty good, but Coffy was like the same thing. It was always almost the same plot all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody had the same plot, the white police after. You know what I mean? It was always the same. It was always the same. And it was like they was trying to get on the edge with the sex. So this was the first time they could, show their breast and all this. So they was pushing a lot of sex, And if you 13, 14 years old and they pushing all this sex and you can't really do nothing, you know, it just have you kind of mixed up because you're like, okay, I see all this ass and titties, but I can't get none of it. And that me, I ain't never liked that. I ain't never liked looking at no woman if I can't get at it. So that was throwing me off right there, right there. It's like, I don't know why she's showing me all this. I mean, what I'm supposed to do? So I ain't really no person like looking at no pictures or no porn or nothing like that. Across 110th Street was pretty good. The soundtrack was fire though. Soundtrack was fire. I got all those. I got all those movies up there. I went back and bought all of them. I went back and bought all of them when Blockbuster used to have when they would be selling them, and I would go to Blockbuster and just buy 10, 20 black films. I said I got to find some more and buy me a couple of VCRs and just have them. I need to get me some VCRs before I can't find none nowhere. But I got a hell of a collection. You won't believe it. I got a collection that's out of this world. But yeah, man, rest in peace to the brother Richard Roundtree. You know, he should have got a lot more work than he was getting. But we don't control Hollywood like that. So we really can't really help the brothers like we should and hire our own people like that. We got to do better. You know what I mean? So we can hire more people. You know what I mean? Yeah, Pam Grier, she was a superstar. You know what I mean? Yeah, Pam Grier was all of that. She was bigger than life. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. And Pam Grier, she was something serious. Straight up. But like I said, we 12, 13, like that. So it's hard for us to, we can't get into her like that. We too young. You know what I'm saying? We too young to really, you know what we even looking at like that. We ain't number 13, 14. We don't know what we looking at. You know what I'm saying? All the older dudes saying she all that, but to us, I mean, she look like somebody's mama or something. You know what I mean? We like girls. We ain't like no women. We like girls. You need to be in the eighth grade. You need to be you need to be in eighth grade like me. I can't relate to you. You're a grown ass woman. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't relate. I couldn't relate to how beautiful or none she was. She was out of my league. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I guess, you know what I mean? So I was too young to really be able to deal with the beauty and the sexual attraction and all that. That I wasn't really understanding none of that. We just at the movie to get out the house and have a good time. But yeah, rest in peace to both of them brothers, man. They did a good job. Yeah, she was beautiful, but shoot, at 13 years old, you don't even know that. You don't know what that is. You just looking. You don't really like girls like that. I had a girlfriend and stuff like that, but I can't say I really started liking girls until, like, seriously, until I was like a senior. Anytime before that, freshman, they all right. I got a girlfriend. Like, I had a girlfriend as a freshman, but I broke up with her and I didn't want another one because it's like, let me see, a girlfriend or go play basketball. Okay, go play basketball, gonna win every time. She got to take. Come on, I'm finna go play basketball before I be with you. You tripping? You know what I'm saying? You definitely tripping. So a girlfriend, you know, as a freshman when I was coming up, a girlfriend don't trump a bike riding your bike or playing basketball. Hell no. You know, it's like you got a wife and shit. Don't nobody want no wife if you 13 years old, 14, 15 years old. Nobody want no wife, because they just act like wives the whole time. Real talk. They be acting like that when they young. So, girlfriends was weird. You in the seventh grade, you on the phone with your girlfriend. She like, say something. You like, you say something. You thinking to yourself, I just seen you all day at school. We was just at school talking all day. What is there to say? You know what I'm saying? Say what? She want attention, but I don't got no attention for you. I don't have no attention. I got forward march. Forward march. Get to stepping, girl. No attention, just forward march. What do you want me to say? I just left you at the school. We just on the phone for an hour listening to each other breathing. I'm listening to you talk to your sister in the background, your little brother. Real nut stuff. Crazy. When you're young, you find out what they on early if you pay attention. It ain't gonna never change. But that's another whole video. It ain't gonna never change. You know what I'm saying? That never changes. Like attention, like unnecessary attention. It's like how much attention you need. Jesus Christ. I'm telling you on my soul. So that's what's up with those brothers. You know, we went to go see the car. The car was fly. at the hood, all the players in the hood when they got them big round lights. As soon as the movie came out, boy, everybody went and got a new grill on the front of their lot, on their Eldorado. You know what I mean? And we be up at the park and they all pull up at the park. Boom, boom, boom. We out there shooting basketball. All the brothers pull up at the park in their Cadillacs and stuff. They get out with their tailor-made clothes and stuff on. We in the sixth grade, seventh grade. They jump out at the park. 9 cars pull up. They jump out. We already know. Here we go. Same thing every time. Oh, come on the court. What up, little man? What up, little nigga? Let me see the ball, man. Let me get a shot, man. You holding your ball because you gonna do the same thing he did 2 weeks ago. You holding your ball. Like, come on, little nigga. I ain't gonna do nothing with your ball. Let me see your ball, man. Let me get a shot, man. I can shoot, man. I'm Dr. J, man. I'm just good, Dr. J. I'm Dr. J, and I'm on the way. You need to listen to what I say and all that. Let me see the ball. Come on, man. Let me see, man. Let me get a shot. Let me get a shot. You holding your ball. Then he get mean. Give me the ball, little nigga. You give him the ball, and he sling it across the park. Get the fuck off the court. And then they start shooting dice on the court. I knew that's what you was going to do. You was going to throw my ball all the way across over there, across the street. He throw it as far as he could throw it and take the basketball court. So I go get the ball, come back and watch them. It was crazy. They would pull their pants leg up, one pants leg up, so when they get on their knee, they on the inside of their pants. That was some deep. So they would pull their pants leg up on top of the knee. And so when they get on their knee to shoot dice, they's on the inside of their pants, not the outside. They be out there shooting dice. You know what I'm saying? So after so long, we go get the little boy game. We shooting for quarters. You know what I'm saying? We shooting too. They shooting for 50s, hundreds, and 20s. We down there shooting for quarters. The bigger boys shooting for dollars, and the players is shooting for 20s and shit. We doing what they do. We trying to dress like them. We trying to look like them. All that. You looking at their clothes, everything they got on. So they leave. Man, you see that suit, man? That was tailor made, man. You see that? We run to the tailor, get some, make us some. We in the sixth grade, seventh grade. We try to dress like them. You know what I mean? I tell this story all the time. So we got the little boy gang, we got the big boy gang, then we got the players gang. I'm in the little boy gang shooting. I just scored me like $5. So I go get in the big boy gang and what you over here, Stu? I'm shooting bet $1, bet $2. Boom, and I come up on like $15, $20. My dumb ass, I go to try to get in the gang with the grown men. I'm only probably in the seventh grade. I go over there like a stupid ass. So when I left the big boy game and walked over there, all the other gangs stopped. The little boy game and the big boy gang stopped. They just looking at me. They're like, Stu going over there, Stu. And my stupid ass went over there and asked them, could I shoot? I went over there crazy as hell. I said, let me shoot. I got $20. They're like, get the fuck on away from me, little nigga. What you think this is? Man, get out of here. Somebody need to come get their son. You know, it was just hell out of me. For real. That shit was crazy. They're like, get out of here. So one of the brothers say, come here, little man. I'm going to let him shoot for me, man. I'm going to let him shoot for me. Man, give him the dice. I'm going to let him shoot for me, man. The 100 nigga hit his point. So when he put the $100 up there, I got nervous because I'm like, oh, shit, I would lose $100. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't imagine that. Like, I'm thinking 20s, He said, I got $100. He hit his point. Then he bet other people. Bet you 50, bet you 50, bet you 50. So now I'm scared because this man embedded $300, $400, $500 on me. I had never I didn't know what they was doing over there. You don't never know what's going on in the world until you step in that world. From watching it over here, they just look like they shooting dice. You don't know what the price is or nothing. But once I went over there, he said, I bet 100. I shot the dice. I had a point like 4 or something, 5. And then he said, I bet he come, which means you're going to roll another number and you're going to hit that number before you crap out. So I rolled and it was like 8 or something. He bet a whole lot of money on that. So I'm rolling. I ain't crap out. Rolling. I hit the 8. He got that money. And then I rolled and it hit the number. He snatched all his money. I told you, man, little nigga, man, stung y'all ass. He some shit he was saying. He gave me a whole lot of money. He gave me so much money that still today I don't know how much he gave me. Because I was like, you know, he just gave me a whole lot of money. And all the little boys like, Stu over there, Stu's over there. You know what I mean? And then it was like, okay, now get the fuck out of here. They told me after that, he was like, all right, now get the fuck out of here, go play or something, little nigga. You know, it made me leave. And that's how I got the nickname Stu Gambling. After that, they stopped calling me Stu. They're like, Stu Gambling. What's Stu do? Stu Gambling, Stu Gambling. So I'm like, what up, Stu Gambling? That's how I got that nickname. Still today, if I go in the hood with the guys, they gonna say, what up, Stu Gambling? Ain't nothing more scary than a real old player betting hundreds of dollars on you. That's too much pressure. I would have never went back over there after that. I never would have went back over there. It was too much. That was too much, man. I'm thinking if I lose this man money, I'm gonna be tripping. Man, they gave me that money. I went on because I used to run home and hide my money and come back. Because I could run between the house. I'm on the next block. So I run between the neighbor's house, up my backyard, to put my money in and come back. You know what I mean? So can't nobody try to rob me or nothing. Go take my money to my mother to my money to the house, get a butcher knife or something, and come back. You know what I mean? I don't have to put that in my book. So when I got stabbed in L.A., I'm in the hospital out of surgery. I wake up my mother there. I'm all stabbed up. You know what my mama say? That's what you get for always taking my butcher knives out the house. I'm like, Mama, no the fuck you just did. That's what she said. That's what you get for taking my butcher knives out the house always chasing them older boys with my butcher knives. I told you leave my butcher knives alone. She thought that was funny. I'm like, that's not really funny right now. I almost died. Is you crazy? That just show kind of sense of humor my family got. That's what she said. I get out of surgery. I almost died last night. I wake up, she was there though, all the way in LA. Saying you got stabbed. She said, that's what you get for always getting my butcher knives out chasing people with. I said, well, shut the hell up. What the hell? No, that ain't what I got. Them big boys was messing with me. It ain't like I just got butcher knives messing with people. They was messing with me. They was bigger than me. They was trying to bully me. I had to let them know I wasn't going. Just outside. Parents move out the low end, move to a nice neighborhood. Some of the older boys out there. All our parents from down south, we in the city. We adapt in the city life. Our parents don't think, they don't know what we out there doing. They from Alabama, they from Mississippi. So our parents don't know what we doing. We out there first generation city, and we function in city. We ain't functioning like them. My parents was totally in the dark to my childhood. They don't know nothing about what I was doing out there in the city. The city, it ain't the surroundings, it's the city itself. It ain't the people you're around. The city is the city, and it creates city people. That's a fact. The city is its own monster. These dudes be talking, it's the music. Let me tell you, the city is its own monster. And certain things come with the city. Everything is faster. It's different. Whether you're in Philadelphia, Detroit, LA, New York, whatever, you in a city, it's different. The energy is different. The things your children get into is way different. You really got to watch your children close. Two places you got to watch your children: in the city and in college, especially if they go to a good college where all the drugs is at. Your kid will end up a dope fiend at college. I'm trying to tell you. So look, y'all stay positive. Make sure you hit the super chat, hit the like. And once again, rest in peace to the brother Richard Roundtree. Brother was a real good actor. It's a shame that our people didn't have more opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Neither Richard Roundtree or Ron O'Neal got the opportunities that they were supposed to get. Ron O'Neal was supposed to get a whole lot of movies, but they didn't know how to market them. You know what I'm saying? Now we know we would have marketed Ron O'Neal as the same type of person. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have tried to make him be a different character. We would have just marketed him like that for so long and let him get his bread. If he would have came out with another player movie, he would have got everybody would have went to see it. But instead, they try to get him to do some different roles. No, y'all should have had him come out as a player. He would have sold out. But they didn't know that because he had the look and everything. You know what I'm saying? He was a good actor, man. Bro could act, and so could Richard Roundtree. Them brothers could act. You know what I'm saying? So rest in peace to the both of them. Y'all stay positive, stay out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? And that's been another review with Pharaoh. Victory.